Right now, nearly 90,000 acres are burning just north of Reno, Nevada. The bug fire exploded by over 17,000 acres in a single day. That is larger than the entire island of Manhattan. All of it scorched in 24 hours. We're at National Preparedness Level 5, the highest level possible in this country. And Nevada is ground zero for one of the most dangerous fire situations of this entire season. Here is everything you need to know about the Nevada wildfires. Welcome back, everybody. Today is Friday, August 14th, 2026. I'm going to break down all 5 significant fires burning across Nevada right now. We'll cover what's driving this fire crisis, who is at risk, and what comes next. And listen, there is a critical weather twist in today's situation. You absolutely need to hear. Yesterday, the same region fighting catastrophic wildfires was also hit by a flash flood watch. Let's start with the big picture. What is actually happening in Nevada right now? As of this morning's official report, there are 5 significant wildfires burning across the state. Together, they have burned well over 227,000 acres of land. That is more than 350 square miles gone, scorched, destroyed. The 2 most dangerous fires are both burning in W.O. County in northern Nevada. That's the county that contains Reno and Sparks, the largest population centers in the state. And here's what makes this situation so serious. Fire behavior right now is extreme. Meteorologists track something called the Energy Release Component, the ERC. Think of it as a fuel dryness index. The higher it is, the more explosive the fire potential. Right now in northern Nevada, that ERC is above the 97th percentile. That means fuels are drier than 97% of all recorded days for the state. Combine that with relative humidity dropping into the single digits and gusty afternoon winds, and you get this. Now, let's talk about the individual fires. We'll go through each one. The bug fire is the most dangerous active wildfire in the state of Nevada right now. According to this morning's National Interagency Fire Center report, it has burned 88,422 acres. And here's what should alarm you. It grew by 17,665 acres in a single day. That single-day growth rate is among the largest of any fire burning in the United States right now. The bug fire ignited on August 8th, just 6 days ago, near Cold Springs, Nevada. It started along U.S. Route 395 near the California-Nevada state line in Lassen County, California. Driven by strong winds and critically dry vegetation, it quickly spread into Sierra County and crossed the state line into W.O. County, Nevada. It then merged with the Fred Mountain Fire and continued running east toward Winnemucca Ranch Road. This fire is now burning across 3 counties, W.O. and Nevada, plus Lassen and Sierra counties in California. What's fueling it? The fire is burning through sagebrush, dry grass, and pockets of pinyon and juniper forest. Those pinyon-juniper pockets are critical. They act like torches, throwing embers far ahead of the main fire front. Fire managers call that spotting embers land far ahead of the fire and start new ignition points. The official NIFC report this morning describes the bug fire as having active fire behavior with wind-driven runs. 591 personnel are on the ground battling this fire. As of this morning's report, they have 9 crews, 43 engines, and 8 helicopters assigned to this single incident. Total suppression costs have already reached $8 million according to NIFC data. Containment. As of this morning is 31%. Fire managers are targeting August 21st for full containment. That gives us 7 more days of active firefighting, and a lot can change in 7 days with these conditions. Now, let's talk about who this fire is threatening. These are real communities and real people. Approximately 1,800 residential structures are directly threatened by the bug fire as of this morning. Official reports indicate between 5,000 and 6,000 residents have been evacuated from their homes. Level 3 go now evacuation orders remain in effect. That means leave immediately, do not wait. Level 2 set warnings are also active. Those residents need to be packed and ready to go. Communities affected include Cold Springs, Lemon Valley, Palomino Valley, and Analapi Valley. Also Rancho Haven, Silver Knolls, Canyon Hills, and areas along Winnemucca Ranch Road. Evacuation warnings also extended into Lassen and Plumas counties in California, specifically the communities of Chilkoot and Vinton. The Evelyn Mount Community Center at 1301 Valley Road in Reno is the official evacuation shelter. W.O. County Regional Animal Services is taking small animals at 2825 Longley Lane in Reno. For larger animals, horses, goats, pigs, the Reno Sparks Livestock Event Center is the facility. Reports indicate that center already has more than 300 animals in its care. The fire also knocked out power to up to 6,400 NV Energy customers in the affected area. And the W.O. County School District closed schools 8 on August 10th, then 9 schools on both the 11th and 12th. One firefighter and one civilian were injured in connection with this fire. Both have since been released from the hospital. Governor Joe Lombardo declared a state of emergency for W.O. County and the Reno Sparks Indian Colony. That declaration unlocks state resources and expedites mutual aid with neighboring states and federal agencies. Regarding the cause, investigators believe the bug fire was human-caused, though the investigation remains ongoing. Moving now to the second major fire burning in W.O. County, the Stallion Fire. This fire ignited on August 10th, just 4 days ago, and it is already massive. As of this morning's NIFC report, the Stallion Fire has burned 40,689 acres. It grew by nearly 7,000 acres in a single day, a deeply concerning rate of spread. Containment as of this morning stands at 44% with a target date of August 31st. The Stallion Fire is burning south of Pyramid Lake near the Pyramid Lake Paiute Reservation. It has spread along State Routes 445 and 446, both of which are currently closed. Pyramid Lake itself is closed. The communities of Nixon, Sutcliffe, and Wadsworth are in the impact zone. The fire is burning through grass and brush and is exhibiting active wind-driven fire behavior. Per the official report, 322 personnel are fighting the Stallion Fire this morning, up 122% from the previous day. That significant jump in personnel reflects emergency resource mobilization focused on this fire right now. FEMA approved a fire management assistance grant for the Stallion Fire earlier this week. That federal grant covers up to 75% of eligible firefighting costs, critical financial relief for the county. At the time of the FEMA request, the fire was threatening approximately 700 homes. Mandatory evacuations were ordered for around 2,600 people in the immediate danger zone at that time. There is some positive news. Nearly 3,000 previously evacuated residents have been cleared to return home. However, fire managers caution that evacuation zones are fluid and can expand quickly with changing fire conditions. Both the Bug and Stallion Fires are under a unified command, Southwest Complex Incident Management Team 1. One team managing both fires simultaneously allows for better coordination of shared resources in the area. Crews are constructing containment lines along the northern, eastern, and southern flanks of the Bug Fire complex. Engine crews are moving through threatened neighborhoods, assessing structures and establishing defensible space where conditions allow. The Nevada National Guard and military police are deployed on the ground to support firefighting operations. Additional resources have been called in from Las Vegas, from California, and from various federal agencies. 8 helicopters are working, the Bug Fire conducting aerial retardant drops and coordinated water bucket operations. Ground crews are also using firing operations-controlled burns to remove fuel ahead of the main fire front. But here's an important context. The national firefighting system is significantly strained right now. 93 large fires are burning uncontained across the United States, as of this morning's NIFC report. Nearly 30,000 personnel are deployed nationwide. That is a massive national operational commitment. The Pacific Northwest alone has 45 uncontained large fires competing for the same national resource pool. Fire managers in Nevada have directly acknowledged this resource constraint in their official briefings this week. All right, let's move to the other 3 fires burning in Nevada, which are in much better shape. The Mouse Meadow Fire is burning in NY County, 35 miles southwest of Rachel, Nevada. This fire has burned 52,000 acres and is now 80% contained per NIFC data. It is managed by the Department of Defense. It's burning on and near Nellis Air Force Base land. Fire behavior is now minimal, just creeping and smoldering. Full containment is targeted by August 20th. The Wildfire is burning 6 miles south of Ely in White Pine County in eastern Nevada. 8,683 acres burned. It's 95% contained as of this morning. 99 personnel remain assigned, but resources are drawing down. Containment is targeted for August 17th. One note on the Wildfire cost $14. $1 million, high for its size. That reflects the challenging terrain of the humble Toyave National Forest. Steep, remote, and complex to operate in. And the new Pass Fire, that one is fully contained, 100% as of this morning's report. 37,899 acres burned in Churchill County before it was brought under control. Unfortunately, 26 structures were lost to the new Pass Fire at a total cost of $7 million. 114 personnel remain on scene for mop-up operations before full demobilization can occur. Now, let's talk weather because this is absolutely critical to understanding these fires. The National Weather Service office in Reno issued an area forecast discussion yesterday, August 13th. I want to pull directly from that official NWS discussion so you get accurate UH-sourced information. According to NWS Reno, yesterday's thunderstorms carried threats of flash flooding, lightning, outflow, wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and small hail. Those outflow winds, 50 miles per hour gusts, can dramatically change fire behavior in minutes. A flash flood watch was in effect for the greater Reno area through 9:00 p.m. last evening. That watch has now expired. But the risk from burned terrain does not disappear after the watch ends. Here's the deal. When heavy rain falls on burned land that has lost its vegetation cover, the soil cannot absorb water. Instead, it becomes fast-moving runoff loaded with ash, mud, rocks, and debris called a debris flow. Those debris flows can move at speeds that outpace a running person and are life-threatening. This risk persists for months after a fire, long after flames are extinguished anywhere there is burned terrain. Looking at today's forecast, NWS Reno says conditions are drying out compared to yesterday. Shower and thunderstorm chances drop to 15 to 30% today, mainly south of Interstate 80 and into the eastern Sierra. After today, NWS Reno is forecasting drier conditions through at least Monday with no significant rain expected. Afternoon westerly breezes up to 25 miles per hour will continue enough to affect fire behavior. Temperatures in Reno are forecast to reach near 102 degrees Fahrenheit today before a gradual cooling trend. NWS also warns that frequent lightning may produce new fires and outflow winds can rapidly change fire direction. Now, let's talk about the bigger atmospheric picture driving this crisis across the state. The entire state of Nevada is under at least some level of drought. Every single county. The U.S. Drought Monitor confirmed that before fire season began and conditions have not significantly improved. Snowpack across the region was extremely low going into spring. There was essentially no moisture buffer. Relative humidity in northern Nevada has been dropping into single digits during the afternoon hours this week. When relative humidity falls below 10%, fire spreads rapidly and suppression becomes extremely difficult. That energy release component above the 97th percentile is the technical confirmation from fire weather science. The fuels on the Nevada landscape right now are historically dry for this time of year. That is a fact. Now, let's look ahead at the extended outlook for the Nevada fire situation over the coming days. For the bug fire, fire managers are targeting full containment by Thursday, August 21st. But with a fire growing over 17,000 acres in a single day, that timeline is subject to change. Any significant wind event or new spotting could push the fire in unexpected directions and extend the timeline for the Stallion Fire. The containment target is August 31st. That is over 2 weeks of continued active firefighting. The surge in personnel by 122 people in one day signals that commanders are pushing hard right now. Over the medium term, the next 7 to 14 days, some monsoon moisture may push into the region, but forecasters are clear that moisture is not expected to be significant enough to end the fire danger in Nevada. The drought conditions affecting the state are forecast to persist through the end of fire season into October. Nevada has had statewide fire restrictions in effect on all public lands through October 31st. No campfires, no fireworks, no pyrotechnics on any Nevada public lands. That is a legally enforceable order. And I want to give you the broader national context. This is not just a Nevada story. According to NIFC, firefighters have responded to 46,636 wildfires in 2026 so far. Those fires have burned over 6.4 million acres, 154% of the 10-year average. Oregon has 23 large fires currently. Washington State has 19. Idaho has 9. The Pacific Northwest has seen devastating losses. Over 700 structures destroyed near Spokane alone this month. To support the fight, 2 C-130 MAF's air tankers from the Air Force Reserve are at Klamath Falls, Oregon. 2 more MAFS C-130s from the California Air National Guard are staged at Redding, California. One firefighting team of 15 personnel from Australia and New Zealand is deployed in the Northwest, and 240 U.S. Army soldiers are supporting wildland fire operations in Washington State. This is a full national mobilization. The United States is fighting a significant wildfire crisis right now. All right, let me bring it back to what matters most for anyone watching from the Nevada area. If you are under a Level 3 Go Now evacuation order, leave immediately. Do not hesitate. If you are under a Level 2 set, warning bags packed, car loaded, be ready to move on short notice. Monitor the W.O. County Sheriff's Office and visit Perimeter Map.com Washoe for the latest evacuation maps. For California evacuation zones in Lassen, Sierra, and Plumas counties, check those county sheriff offices directly. If you have large animals, horses, livestock, contact W.O. County at 311 for evacuation assistance. For wildfire smoke, stay indoors when possible. Use air purifiers and wear an N95 or KN95 mask outdoors. Monitor air quality in real time at Fire.Now.gov. That site tracks smoke from all active fires. If you are in or near a burned area and rain arrives, be alert. Do not cross flooded roadways. Debris flows from burned hillsides can happen fast. The National Weather Service says flooding can persist even after storms end. This is a developing and fast-moving situation. Numbers and evacuation zones are updated multiple times per day. Always verify current evacuation status with official sources. The W.O. County Sheriff's Office is the authority on ground orders. I will be updating you every single day as long as these fires remain active and threatening communities. If this video helped you stay informed, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, especially during a fast-moving situation like this one. Our thoughts are with the firefighters on the ground, the families displaced, and all communities affected by these fires. All data in this video comes from NIFC, NCB, the National Weather Service, Reno Collier, and official local sources. Stay safe out there, Nevada. I'll see you in the next one.